welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. I'm still here with the same people. Hello, the same people.
Hello, same people.
Hello.
Same people.
Again.
We're all still here in the same place. We haven't gone anywhere, just messing about.
Well, it's only 5 minutes later, so...
Don't break the magic. It's much later. We've all become firm friends here in the Command Pod, working away on a little special piece of content. No, I shouldn't use the word content. It's the most annoying word
Yeah, but the thing is,
in
you
the
said
universe.
that's going to happen last week now, so it's like a week later, and people will be like,
Well,
where is it?
It's because which may already have been released. Ha! So there, Lucas. And if it was, we hope you enjoyed it. But it's a chat about the Age of Worms, and we'll try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible. Anyway, we are always grateful for any ratings or reviews you can leave us on your podcast app of choice, be that Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or Lucas, what's your one?
Beyond
What's
Pod.
your weird one. Beyond Pod, Lucas's weird one. You can find us on Twitter at Billowing Hilltop. You can find us on Facebook, and you can always email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com, and we will cram your email into Paul's distended sack for later retrieval. That's it. I've got no other news or information. So let us push on with episode 102 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Mothership Connection. In Genoa, it is the custom to pin a live frog to one's lapel and say bibble to passers-by. Have I got that right? That's from Blackadder's Net.
Yeah.
Tonight's beer is Bibble by the Wild Beer Brewery.
Tonight's beer is
I
Henry
saw
named.
that. That looked quite nice.
That put me in mind of Blackadder. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
This is episode 102. I think we have started book 7 of the Age of Worms, The Spire of Long Shadows, which we haven't really talked about, and we maybe should.
Should we? We
At
haven't
some
really done
point,
very
well,
much. We just came out of the can.
Well,
I mean, that's
there's
basically
always
it.
these things. There's a sort of interstitial bit where it's
Yeah.
like the end of one, the beginning of another. We haven't really got underway,
And
but
we've done the leveling up bit, which is
we've done the magic. We still have no Lucas. Lucas is still convalescing in the South Pole following his run-in with the cursed figurine of wondrous power.
he's such an idiot.
So the Spire of Long Shadows, there's an awful lot of chatter around the Age of Worms. Some of it's ancient. All of these message boards that have all been operating for however, the internet is now an old thing, right? So there's this stuff from like 2006 where people are talking about this as it came out in the magazine originally.
Mhm.
And then there's layers and layers, like sedimentary rock, of people talking about all of these different adventures. There was an awful lot of chatter about the one we just finished, which we discussed briefly last time.
Who
How
wrote
it's
this
sort of-
one? The new one.
I think it's Jesse Decker wrote this. I think Jesse Decker is quite involved in the role-playing industry, has gone on to do interesting things, but I'm not certain. The last one was written by Wolfgang Bauer, who is a big deal, right, Graham?
Yep. He's Midgard and a whole load of stuff. Cobalt Press. Cobalt.
The chatter around this adventure, and I've read it, so a lot of this chatter does make sense, is that this thing is absolutely lethal.
Oh,
A different level entirely from what we've been doing before. Just awful. Right? There are multiple threads on the Paizo GM message boards that just talk about how you might rein it in a little bit, or what you do if you kill everybody, all of that. It seems to have a sort of bit of a
Right.
reputation. Certainly, yes, it's a different deal. I think what's going to be interesting is how it plays out in terms of the story, because there is a difference between a dungeon crawl, and I think that last section that we just did was a bit of a dungeon crawl, albeit quite flavourful and interesting in terms of the way that it was set up, and a meat grinder.
right.
This is definitely a meat grinder.
Okay.
There you go. This is not a spoiler. This is something you could discover from reading the back of the box, as it were.
Yeah.
So someone can die.
It'll be very interesting to see how well balanced this all comes out in the 5th edition conversion, for whom I rely heavily upon Brian Criswell, whose conversion we've been using all the way through since the very beginning, and then one or two particular users on D&D Beyond who have been creating 5th edition versions of the creatures that you will encounter, should you live long enough to meet them, later in this adventure, and the magic and the effects and all that kind of stuff. I will, of course, constantly monitor and try and get a sense of what is proportionate and what is, there's no point in this. This is not going to be any fun if it's just a complete death trap. Well, it will be enormous fun for me, but other than right, it'd be great. But I want to enjoy playing this dungeon with everyone and have it be fun.
Right.
Let's just go back to Cuthbert, who's just appeared where we left things. You were outside the Whispering Cairn. You'd saddled up and fed your imaginary horses. You were about to head north on the instructions of Hestespot to find the famed archmage Marcus Doombringer, somewhere called True Spire, on the shores of the Lake of the Cold Sky, to the north of where you are, through the hills. You were just about to leave when out of nowhere popped a little, well, I can tell you what it is. It's a little quasit. It's got one green and one grey eye, and it's proffering towards you a wooden chest. And then next to it, crackling into existence in a sort of Princess Leia kind of help me Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of way, is the figure of Cuthbert Outsplinter. What Cuthbert Outsplinter has to say to you, I will leave to Paul. Hello, Paul.
Oh God, Granny. Yes. No. Do I have to? Really? Do I have to? Okay. Right. And if they say yes, then I don't have to go under the stairs. And if they, no. Hello, everybody. Yes.
Otto's irresistible dance.
Are you casting it on the quasit or on the projection of Cuthbert?
No, I'm just threatening it. At
Okay.
the moment.
That
He's
bit
not
of
worth
the
the
rod
magic.
thing that you've got, just put it in the box.
The quasit
Right.
takes one step forward towards you and opens the lid of the box. In the box are two gems, the two gems that Cuthbert took before.
Yeah. These. If you put it in the box, you can have the gems, and bad things won't happen to you. Granny, you sure? He's looking off to the side. Bad things? Yeah. If you don't put it in, bad things are going to happen.
Okay. Bring it on. Right. I haven't got any spells
What are you doing?
to work out
You doing
where
anything?
he is.
This quasit is eyeing you all dispassionately, just holding this chest out.
I'm picking up a twig off the ground and reluctantly shuffling forward, saying, "Yes, okay."
And I'm doing a mage hand, and I'm lifting
And
the one of the gems out of the box.
I'll say, "It's a deal. It's only a bit of. It's a deal. Give us the gemstones."
Are you lifting the gemstones out with a mage hand, Burple?
I'm lifting one of them out, yeah.
One of the gems floats up out of the chest
Yeah.
under the direction of your mage hand. Uncle Buggy steps forward and drops a bit of a stick into the box and says, "This is what you were asking for." Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I think he's dropped the stick in first, and then step back. And
Drops the
then
stick in first. Okay, fine. This quasit goes, closes the box and disappears. Cuthbert?
Before we took the gem out.
No, the gem is left floating in the air. Was it not made clear that there were two gems in the box?
It was made clear there were two gems in the box.
It
Yeah,
was.
there were.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was.
Lovely to see you again, chaps. Oh dear. Granny, no, please, don't, not down there.
And he's gone. There's a kind of crackle. He disappears. Burple. You know, I said that fragment of the rod
Yes.
was like a mobile phone in a lead-lined room.
Yes, so it's not.
Well, suddenly you get the sense that this thing is like on and connected. You can feel the energy from it. I don't know where you're keeping it. In a bag by your side? Are you? I mean, where?
Yeah,
you tell me where you want it to be. Okay. Even though you're not actually physically holding it, you can feel the energy. You can feel the skein, Purple, the skein that Hesty Testapod talked to you about. You can feel the connections spreading from you, and you know for certain that something knows about the rod, and that thing that knows about the rod is on its way, like now on its way. What would you like to do, everybody?
Something.
Let's
knows
give everybody
about the rod.
1 turn's worth of activity as a start. I'm not saying it's all you can do, but let's do a turn, see what you do, and then we'll pick it up.
I'm activating the boots of speed, running back into the cairn.
Okay.
That you can meld with stone pretty soon.
Yeah, but I'm by a bit of stone wall.
Excellent.
The surprise. Right,
What a surprise.
I'm going to cast See Invisibility.
I like it. Okay. And are you going to move?
Yes. We're in the cave mouth, right?
I'm saying that you're all out by the corpse of the dragon
Right.
in front of the cairn.
Yeah.
Who
do you
has
wanna
the
do?
bit? The actual rod?
I've got the bit. Yeah, I'm going to move back to the cave entrance.
People's minis will start moving away from purple.
Shove,
and so I'm just gonna
after
fly.
the horses inside.
We're going to assume that Parker was out in the sward. What do you think Parker would do? Shall I roll the dice to see who commands Parker?
Yeah, roll dice. See
What can he do?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Graham, Dan, Paul, Johnny. Rolling a d4, getting a first dice of the evening, getting a 2. Dan, what do you think Parker would do?
Well, I think he would also run back towards the cave mouth. I don't know what powers he's got. Has he got any kind of buffy defensive powers?
Search me.
Fangs of the Fire Snake.
What's that do?
He's got a reach. He's got multiple attacks. He's got reach.
He's got the gloves of what's it?
He's got the gauntlet things.
Manufactured by the famed Wind Duke artificer Buntlewort, otherwise known as the Gauntlets of Thunder and Lightning.
What do we think sort of casing could we put the rod in that stops this?
I think
like a lead line box or
I don't think.
Don't know, that chest
Bag
that
of
Crassick
holding.
was holding looked quite suitable. It looked like it was sort of lined, and
hasn't someone got a silver case or something that we got?
there is a pewter box that the
Finger.
Yes, can we put
talisman of the sphere came in.
Or should we put it in there then? Do we think?
Okay, I'm flying up into the
Alessandra has flown up into a tree.
Yeah.
Uncle Buggy has fled inside the cave. Parker and Burple are at the cave mouth. Right. Stuff happens.
tree. I'm hiding in my tree.
Burple, Parker, in the cave mouth. Things appear. It's weird. You know teleport, Burple.
Yeah.
You've seen it happen. This is different.
Some kind of planar thing.
It's teleporting, but not through magic.
Right.
A creature appears
To like this, am I?
out in the path in front of the cave. It's clearly picked its spot to appear. It clearly knows where you are, Burple.
Yeah.
It is a slender, grey-skinned humanoid with an elongated head, kind of weirdly wide as well around the kind of sockets and around the temples. It's got big eyes,
Bodak?
ovoid eyes, and they're sort of iridescent. They're sort of sparkling pools of light. It is wearing robes, but it is also wearing weird kind of metal-made bits. Something's around its throat, some sort of harness thing that it's wearing. Attached to the harness, there seem to be sort of weird, I mean, you don't know what they are, like tubes of metal. It's holding a sword, but the sword isn't like any sword you've seen before. It seems to be energy of some sort. Not like magic, just sort of energy. Give me an insight check.
Bodaks turn you to stone or something, don't they? Or save or die or something horrible
Drain,
like that.
yeah, save or die, or drain loads of levels probably.
It looks like it doesn't want to be there. I mean, this thing is very different from your experience. There's no connection
Summoned.
or scent. The sense you get from it, bearing in mind that you don't share any cultural or any language artifacts with it, is, oh god, if we're going to have to do this, I suppose I might as well do it then. That seems to be its attitude. It speaks into something on its wrist, which it lifts up, and more things appear all around you.
Same things.
No, different things. Different things, obviously different things.
This is some sort of science fiction thing you're talking about.
I mean, everybody's got different
Well,
ways
it's
of
like Spelljammer
describing
or
these
something.
things.
There-
You know, I mean,
there's
it's-
like Star Trek phasing teleport, wrist communicators.
They appear all together, these things, again in this weird way. They look like insects, but they're insects which have got their kind of chitinous plated exoskeletons augmented by some kind of metallic trim or stuff. There's more tubes, right? More harnesses. They're also wearing these sort of collars. It's really odd. There's like tubes coming out of this
Space
armature that's all around them, running out to these tridents that they're carrying. I've marked the minis. Dear readers, we're looking at the outside of the cairn and creatures are appearing everywhere. I've marked the 4 creatures with different coloured bases so we can tell them apart. There's blue, green, orange and pink. Blue, green and orange carrying these weird tridents. They're just an odd manufacture. No forge, no smithy, no weaponsmith you know would make a trident like this. They're not actually tridents, they're forks. It's just 2 prongs. Some weird kind of energy is crackling between those prongs. The purple one is carrying a very odd object in its hand, or hands. It's like a kind of metal tube with a sort of, it looks a bit like a crossbow, but without the cross bit of the crossbow. But also just it's made out of some weird material. It's got some sort of canister or something connected to it. And we're going to roll initiative. I'm going to roll for them. Get
I'm going to try and capture the Rud.
Yeah.
The gun.
Purple, what you get?
22.
Sessions, what you get?
20.
Alessandra, what you get?
15.
Buggy, what you get?
10.
And who's going to roll for Parker? Shall I roll for Parker?
Yeah.
I think his initiative modifier is 3, so he's on 9. On 22, these weird things are looking at you. It is purple.
Well, let's not mess around. I think I'm going to do Otto's irresistible dance on the big guy.
He's not bigger than the others, but looks
The
like
main
he's
guy.
probably the leader of the others. He, she, it, whatever it is. Yep.
They look different, do they? The other guys look like insectoids.
Yes,
This
yes.
guy-
This thing looks like a sort of grey-skinned humanoid. The others are more like little kind of squat, wiry, tough-looking little insectile creatures.
Can I make any kind of knowledge check to recognise these things?
Do. Give me an intelligence check, straight intelligence check.
21.
Wow. You don't know what they are, but that's actually quite interesting in the sense that they don't seem to fit any frame of reference that you understand.
Humanoid?
Well, they're human. They're all humanoid in the sense that they've got 2 legs and 2 arms, but the grunts,
And a head
if they
and
are
eyes.
grunts, seem to be insectile, and the other thing seems to be a weird grey-skinned thing that you've just never seen anything like it before. And how did they get here? Because it wasn't that wasn't magic that brought them into existence.
So I'm going to retreat into the cairn
Okay.
40 feet. How far is it to the second set of off corridors?
It is 30 feet to the first, and it is 60 feet to the second.
I'll pop myself around the corner of the first.
Okay. Sessions on 20.
I don't know what to do.
These things are not looking around, they're looking at Burple and the cave entrance.
I think for now I'm going to watch what happens.
Nice.
And,
They're obviously hostile.
yeah, I'm gonna. You've run away. I'm waiting. Let's see what happens.
Spirit guardians?
It's quite visible. At the moment, I don't think they're
Right.
aware of where I am. So I'm.
Right. Who's got this box?
Parker.
Has he?
Which box? What are you talking about?
Parker that contained the Sphere of Annihilation thingy controlling mechanism that we
The
found.
potentially shielding box.
Okay, you've made an enormous speculative leap.
No, I haven't done anything about it. I just asked the question.
Parker's got it.
On 16, it's them. This thing goes, and then it looks,
Needs to make
Into
a
the cave mouth.
saving throw.
oh yes, and it starts dancing.
No, it started dancing on my round.
It started dancing.
And
It's
it
going,
is currently dancing. It needs to use an action to make
the
a
other
saving
ones
throw.
all sort of swivel in to look at it impassively, like, what is it doing? Is it able to do anything other than dance?
No, it
In its
can make
action.
no. It can. Well, hang on. No, that's not true. So it.
Can it speak?
A dancing creature must use all its movement to dance without leaving its space and has disadvantage
Yes.
on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls. While the target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it. As an action, a dancing creature makes a wisdom saving throw to regain control of itself. On a successful save, the spell ends.
So it does speak at you, Burple, or into the cave mouth. You have no idea what it's saying. It seems to be saying something either to you or to the others. But it doesn't do anything else because it uses its action to make it save. And it rolled a big number. The others
So it's
start
not dancing
cautious.
anymore.
Well, we'll find out in a moment. The others start cautiously advancing towards the cave mouth, holding their weird, crackly forks in front of them. The one carrying the strange object that's like a crossbow but without the crossbowy bit takes the central position and starts sort of nosing their way to the middle so that they look like they're going to be the one to go into the cave first. And that is it for them when we move on to Alessandra on 15.
Yeah, Alessandra's quite tempted just to take a front row seat on this one.
Right.
Just
I will remember that.
joking. No. Have
And I
these.
will remember your action, Graham, or lack of.
Give you all these magic items.
Are we suggesting that these people have had a turn in the combat?
Yes, they've all had a turn in the combat, yes.
They've had a turn in the combat. Okay. Well, there is one that's right next to Parker. So that's... I'm going to shoot green base. Armor class 21.
Armor class 21 is a hit.
That's 11 points of piercing.
Is this magical?
Yes, plus 2.
Okay. Yeah.
3 points of thunder. And
Yeah.
17 points of sneak.
31 points of damage total, right?
Yeah.
That obviously wakes it up a little bit.
And then
It spins, looking amazed.
I'm going
It
to
goes,
take my... I'm going to take my cunning action to retreat into the tree and hide.
Okay, Uncle Buggy on 10.
Which one did you attack? Sorry.
Green base.
I'm assuming that
Cool.
you are about 20 or 30 feet inside the can.
Okay, I will activate my flame tongue as a
Yes.
bonus action. I'll run up and bash.
These things are all around you. They look really weird, Buggy. Off you go.
Things are all around you.
20
20 is a hit on this thing.
takes 12 points of damage, 2 of which is fire.
Yep, it doesn't look very well at all, this thing.
Dash it again.
After a couple of... Oh, okay.
15.
15 is a miss on the creature.
Uh,
Its weird metallic elements seem to have deflected your blow somehow.
Does it look like a melee weapon that it's holding, or more of a gun?
It's a big fork, like a trident, but without the middle prong. You've never seen anything like it before. It's really weird.
Can I? Well,
It
being
goes...
It's like an episode of The Mandalorian.
okay, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to move away from it. Attack of opportunity.
It
if it
takes an attack
indeed
of
is a
opportunity.
melee weapon.
It is a melee weapon.
Right.
Hitting armor class 15.
No.
You can feel like this weird energy close to you as it swipes at you, but it misses.
Okay, so I think I moved 40 previously, so back 65, 70. So I'm back.
Right deep into the
Okay.
cave.
Is
Yeah.
there a side passage I can move off behind?
Yes, you can move into the one that Burple is, or you can move into the one opposite
I'll
Burple.
move one opposite Burble, so I'm out of any range attacks.
Okay, Parker on 9.
He's running Parker.
It is... It is Dan! Do you want me to read Parker's instructions?
Yeah, he's
We have
going to-
instructions.
Which one's damaged?
Green base.
Great.
Well, it's going to hit the green one then.
Do you want me to tell you what Parker said?
Yeah.
I have it here somewhere.
3 attacks at +7, doing a d6 +3. First hit does an extra... I mean, this is classic, Lucas.
Doing a d6 plus. Okay, hold on. I've got it written down here somewhere. So
Yeah, you got it all written down. Okay, great. You do that.
3 attacks at +7, doing 1d6 +3. The first one does an extra 1d6 lightning. Okay, so the first hit.
It's just so complicated.
No, it's not.
And
D20 +7 hits armor class 17.
is a miss. Oh, thank goodness for that. Makes life much easier.
Second hit,
Miss.
armor class 10.
Is a miss.
And third hit, armor class
Is a
15.
miss. Nothing changes. Top of the next round, Burple. What you up to?
Okay,
What do you want to do?
I'm
What do
going
you want to
to
do?
do-
These things are going...
I'm going to do a synaptic static. 20-foot radius. It should get all of them.
He does get all of them. Yeah, okay. What's the saving throw? What's the deal?
It's an intelligence saving throw, DC 15.
Ah, okay. Well, some of them are going to do better than others.
A creature with an intelligence score of 2 or lower can't be affected by this spell.
They're not that bad. But let's start with the leader.
Yeah.
Oh, they made it. It's fine. Then we've got the others. They haven't got such good intelligence scores. Let's see. So orange.
Natural 20.
20. Purple fails. Green fails, which is the important one. Blue, 19, makes it. So,
The 2 failed.
2 failed.
They take
Oh my goodness gracious me. How many
23
dice is that?
points of damage.
A lot
Saved
of dice
half.
were rolled there.
Yeah.
Okay, so blue saved, orange saved, purple failed, green failed, and is zoinked.
Hey.
Its little brain just goes drops to the ground.
Okay, so the one that failed.
Sessions and Alessandra, can you both give me perception checks, please?
Mhm.
That'll be
Ooh, that's a big
27.
number. Bloody hell.
22.
Okay. Both of you. Something's happening on the back of the neck of the green one as it slumped to the ground. Something chattered into life, like a little disc thing.
Mm-hmm.
probably the size, in our terms, of a 50p piece. It's like a little lighty up thing which seems to be sort of rippling through a spectrum of colours. Sort of. What else do you want to do, Burple?
Then I want to move up to the next passageways. How far back is that from where I am?
Another 60 feet or so, right?
Yeah.
The one on the right leads back to the teleport gate. That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. Sessions on 20.
Just to remind you,
Yes.
the one that failed has to roll a d6 and subtract it from...
Oh, the purple one.
What, is it purple? I thought you said
Yeah,
it was pink.
yeah,
but
got it.
okay, the purple. For a minute.
Session's wondering what you should do now.
Give you a nice straightforward combat to use your new magical items.
Yeah, the new magical
in
items.
Straightforward combat?
Yeah.
No. Hide in the tree like a little baby.
Exactly the right place to be.
Do you know which magical item you are using?
Yeah, not the new one because it
Yeah.
doesn't really give me anything. Not sure the new magic items riff is a good one.
Oh,
Yes.
God, here we
Graham
go.
got shafted.
I did. I couldn't use any of them to any effect.
What a load of tosh. Right.
I think.
See?
Therefore, I am.
They're just laid out before you like a carpet of target sessions.
Yeah, but I'm not really. I don't have offensive spells particularly.
Because you picked heroes.
Dimension door back to us.
Well, I was thinking that to keep everyone together. Okay, I'll do that.
Back to the teleport gate.
Gate, yeah.
Burple, you hear, and Sessions appears.
Hey, Tim.
It's them on 16. Are any of you actually in a position to see any of this now, apart from Alessandra?
I'm looking back down the corridor.
Okay, you can hear the leady one go, and you can hear the other ones go, and the purple one starts making its way into the corridor, holding this weird object in front of it, and the others are following
Boom.
up. It's looking like it doesn't quite understand what it's meant to be doing, and the leady one is basically doing a buggy and hiding at the back.
Hey, that's uncalled for.
Uncled. That's why it's called Uncle Buggy.
Uncalled
Uncled.
for from the DM.
So it's just having. Oh God.
Huh? Uncalled for.
Painful.
Throw him back together.
Let's jump onto the cairn map. We might as well, right?
Yeah.
The leader is periodically looking at this wrist thing, then looking up into the corridor. It sort of points in your general direction, Burple, and goes, and the others start moving their way up, looking like they're kind of trying to find you. And we move on to Alessandra on 15.
Oh, Alessandra's going to fly down and take a shot at the leader. Hitting on plus 19.
Exactly what you need.
She does 9 points of piercing and 6 points of thunder damage.
It spins round.
And then she takes a
You're
dash
not invisible, are
action
you?
and flies up above the line of sight of the cave entrance.
Okay, you hear Uncle Buggy on 10.
Right, so I'm going to go. I'm ranging. I'm going to start ranging.
Yes.
I'm trying to get the pink one and the leader in a line so I can turn into a lightning bolt.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand what you're trying to do.
So I'm going to run up and then I'm going to convert into a lightning bolt
And run through the two of
and
them.
throw them through the two of them. And I'm going to use my Wrath of
Destructive
Storm.
Wrath?
Destructive Wrath. 60 points of damage. And then
Okay.
I teleport 60 feet. 45, 50
How much damage?
out there. It's 60 points.
Using the Ring of the Wind Dukes.
Correct.
Save to half, right?
Yes, a DC 14 Dex save to half.
First one rolls an 11. That is probably a save. I'm guessing it is not a save. The pink one takes the full 60 points of damage. It is absolutely vaporized. You can see its innards bubble with electrical energy, and then it slumps to the ground. Burple, you're looking right at it. Something seems to light up on the back of its neck and start going.
Some kind of resurrection, regeneration.
Yeah.
Some sort of weird little spectral colour thing. You know, like the whirly wheel of doom on a Mac?
Mm-hmm.
That The leader
Maybe it's going to explode.
I think it's going to
making
explode.
its save rolls of 4.
Oh, 60
Cash
point of
number 4,
damage.
please.
60 points of damage on the leader. I mean, the leader's got more hit points, right, than the others. But even so, it doesn't look that at all. It doesn't look like it's near death, but it looks like it wasn't expecting to take 60 points of damage. And you appear outside it.
And there's
Yep,
no
you appear
real
outside.
reason for it to think that I've appeared behind it, I wouldn't have thought.
I'm going to metagame it, I'm afraid, now that you said something.
Yeah.
Parker on 9, tucked around the corner.
Let's see if
Parker's
he's
just
running
here. Ooh, let's roll a d4. Getting a 2 again. It's Dan. Parker, he can't see anything.
No. And
He can just hear.
what's his speed?
Zoit.
It's like 70 or something, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so he can run up to the blue one and hit it. Hits armor class 20.
It's a hit.
D6.
1.
So that's 10 points of damage with the first hit, 6 of which
Yes.
is lightning. Second
it.
hit. Hits armor class 18.
Exactly what you need.
Doing 6
Plus another
plus another
11.
5 plus then 2d6, right? Because I hit with both.
Yeah.
Another 9.
Well, it looks bloody, solidly bloody.
And then the...
Now you can spend another key point for another.
No, he's got
hit.
one more attack anyway, which is a 1.
Oh.
So he's not going to do anything. I may as well have another attack.
Okay, you
Yeah.
have another attack.
I am taking the key point.
Rolling a 2. Okay.
Right.
Purple on 22.
Burple on 22 will cast a haste spell.
On himself.
Yeah. And we'll basically run back to like here.
Run right back up into the cairn, up towards the main room and the spider webs.
Yeah.
It's like going back to your old primary school. Everything seems really small. Sessions on 20. You're tucked away around the corner. You can hear the sounds of combat.
I'll fly out to the edge of the cave, but I'm going to dip out to here.
So you're going to run out, look down south down the main
Yeah,
passageway, and then dip back again.
Yeah, and I'll
Yep.
do Toll the Dead on this blue one that's next to Parker. Wisdom 16.
Fails that save.
Oh, excellent.
How much damage?
12
Blimey.
points of damage.
It looks really unwell as a result of your spell sessions. Anything else? No,
No,
you're dipping
move
back around
back
the
it.
corner. Right, it's them. Well, let's start with the one outside the cairn. Alessandra, you're sort of flapping away up near the cairn entrance. Buggy, you just outside the cairn entrance. The one that was killed earlier, or downed earlier, there's a sort of muffled crump, and the whole thing just sort of goes and is just sort of destroyed. Like something has gone off. The metal neck ring seems to have detonated or something, and the whole thing is just gone. There's just a pile of insecty parts, inner goop, and twisted, broken bits of equipment. Next thing that happens is the blue thing attacks Parker. It attacks with its trident. Oh, for God's sake! So useless, these things.
If we'd been standing
Yeah.
next to the thing that had imploded, would we have taken damage, do we think?
You would have thought if you were standing right next to it, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to gamble. It fails the gamble. Its go is over, and it has to draw a critical fail card. This is embarrassing. Your weapon bounces off your target and strikes you in the face. You have disadvantage on your next attack. Okay? But where's Burple?
Purple's further back.
The leader goes, and the red one starts insecting its way up into the cairn. You can see it getting closer and closer, Burple. The leader does the same, ignores Parker. It's going to roll a perception check. 20. The leader notices you, Sessions, as it goes past your cross passage, but it doesn't react to you. It seems to be obsessed with heading north. That's it for them, and we move on to Alessandra on 15.
Alessandra's going to do the dash action and then a move action to get her within sight range of the leader, just the other side of the alcoves, and
Yes.
hitting armor class 16 is not going to be enough.
16 is a miss.
And that is her round.
Buggy on 10.
Where's he gone? The leader.
The leaders run right in. And slightly further north of the leader, there is the one which has got a red base. They seem to be racing into the heart of the cairn after Burple.
140 feet. Oh, I can actually sort of get just past it, I think. 140 feet, avoiding any attacks of opportunity as far as I can get down into the cairn.
So you want to stay a little bit clear of them as you run past them to
Yes.
make sure that they don't get to swipe at you as you run past. You're running as fast as your tiny little legs will carry you
Yes.
up as close to them as possible. Okay, done. Parker on 9. This thing is right next to you. It is... Oh, Paul, in a massive blow to our overall
Sorry, what?
efficiency, who doesn't understand how Parker works. He has to run Parker for a round.
Parker just hits the blue one.
Parker just hits the blue one. Just roll a d20.
Just roll a d20.
D20 adds
Just roll a
7.
d20.
I'll roll a d20.
Yes.
Then get away from it.
12.
Okay, 12 is a miss.
Roll
And
again.
Ooh, that's a
Oh.
19.
Okay, that's a hit.
That's a
Roll
hit.
a d6 and another d6 and add 3.
Roll a d6 and another d6. That's 6.
9.
There we go. You're much better at rolling damage
That's
than Dan.
12.
Plus 6 is 15.
15 points of
Now
damage.
roll another D20.
This thing drops.
Nice.
This thing drops.
There you go.
And a weird little coloured circle seems to activate on the metal collar around its neck.
Now move.
Parker moves the hell out of there towards the leader.
Purple on 22. Getting there now. Getting very close.
Stay on target.
Purple, who is now hasted,
hmm
is
How fast
going...
can he move?
He has a speed of 40.
Yeah.
So he can move basically 120 feet.
Shame
Double.
It's not quite. Shame it's not quite as fast as me. But
160. Sorry, 160.
160.
I'm going to try my new swords on the red guy. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So you're just going to say numbers.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's 8 is just a move, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think the readers will like this.
Yeah.
They're loving it. Back down the passageway, but tucking yourself around the corner. And then what are you doing with this thing?
Oh, I'm hitting
Yes,
it.
it's great radio, isn't it,
I'm
Johnny?
hitting it. So, with the Sword of Zosiel. Dun dun dun. First hit with the Sword of Zosiel since I...
On the red thing,
Do it on the pink guy.
the leader. Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Sorry, I
high energy action, is there?
just, I'm getting used to all the stuff
Slow.
that, I've got going on. Right, so hitting... Armor class 27,
Oh, damn it. It's a hit. I
doing
wanted it to be a miss, so I could go, miss
7...
7?
I'm not done yet.
Bit
7
rubbish.
plus...
That's not very good.
plus...
7 is not great, is
Not
it?
like the 60 you did, Jules.
I mean, even this thing goes...
10.
This is a bit Lucas.
goes
If only you moved a bit faster.
what's that? That's a 1.
points with
That's not really moved the dial, is it?
11,
11 points of damage.
Shut up.
It goes...
Okay, well, I'll hit it with the other sword then.
Oh.
21,
Oh, damn it.
doing
Yes.
11
Total,
yeah,
You
for
have
the
to
second
say-
hit. For the second hit.
11 points of damage. It's looking really not very well at all.
And then I'll run back out.
Session's on 20.
Was that the red one he was hitting?
No, it wasn't. It was the big one.
Leader.
So I did
Who is
21 points.
A mere 15 feet from you, Sessions. Yes, I've got it.
21. It's not,
Yes, I have it. I have
It's
it.
not
I have
nothing.
it.
Lucas looked
I
like
think
Lewis
20.
Hamilton.
21.
No, I said it looks very wounded. God.
So we'll get a bit snippy.
But that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going
Yeah.
to
Yeah, it's a freaking very bad-tempered.
Yeah.
invoke the spiritual
I think
weapon.
it's time everybody went onto the mats and had a apple and a story.
Crushing coin on top of it.
The crushing coin? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, but.
Okay.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but.
Armor class 13 is probably a miss, yeah?
Miss. Yeah.
Right, and then it's my bonus action. That's a bonus action. I'll cast Toll the
It's
Dead
time
on
for your
it.
bonus action.
Tumbling dice.
Yeah. Here we go. It rolls... Oh, it fails its saving throw.
Uh-huh.
How much damage is that?
2d12?
Sound excited.
20 points of damage.
It grabs its elongated bonce in dismay and slumps to the ground. The back of
Nice.
its neck, the little disc, lights up, starts swirling with spectral colours. On 16, there are a couple of explosions behind you. Blue and purple both detonate with a muffled crump as their forms are destroyed.
And then I'm going to fly around the corner.
Alessandra on 15.
She's just gonna... Final dude.
Yeah.
Please. Take it out. Let's... Armor
Oh.
class 20.
Is a hit.
Doing an enormous 9 points of piercing and 4 points of thunder damage.
Can somebody make a perception check? And Buggy can make a perception check. Parker can make a perception check.
11.
Buggy, that's enough. The red one The moment that the leader is killed, the weird spectral rainbow color thing activates in the back of its neck, even though it's still up, even though it's still moving.
Okay.
And it's your turn on 10, Uncle Buggy.
Instead of hitting it, I'm going to try and grab its weapon out of its hand.
Okay, it's got a sort of weird tridenty thing.
You can disarm, can't you?
Something to do with superiority dice. That must be something else.
Disarming attack?
That is something
That's
to
a
do with
fighter.
being there's a fighter thing.
It's going to explode anyway, isn't it? So I'll just move away from it.
Just run away from it.
Maybe the easiest rule for that, Mike, would just be to have the person trying to do it roll at disadvantage and the person trying to hold on to their weapon roll at advantage on the strength check.
I mean, I'm happy to do this. I'm just thinking that obviously I'm going to be happy because it's massively advantageous to me to have a rule whereby people can grab your stuff off you.
Well, no, let's leave it. I'll just move away.
Okay. I mean, say advantageous. I mean, we're not in a confrontational situation. I am friend guide storyteller. Of course, I wouldn't,
No,
you know,
of course not.
abuse that rule in order to.
He's 16
earn
armed.
Can you
cheap
slightly
satisfaction.
rephrase? I'm not running away. I'm moving tactically
Yeah.
Did you
away
hit
from
it?
it.
You're tactically repositioning. Its little light is switched on in the back of its neck when the
It's
leader
about
was
to
killed.
blow up.
Oh.
Distancing myself, tactically repositioning.
Parker, are you
Certainly
tactically
not running
repositioning?
away.
Shall I roll a d4? Here we go. 2's down again.
Down.
Is Parker going to tactically reposition?
Parker is going to back away.
Parker's
running
back
away,
again.
are
20-foot
you?
radius.
Burple on 22. Standing right next to one of these things when they went off might be potentially a little
It
hazardous.
hasn't had a go.
It's about to.
Yeah, move back a bit further.
Is everybody basically just keeping a distance
Yeah.
from these things?
Yeah.
On 16, the red one and the leader both detonate with a muffled crump. The insectile one just drops in a pile of exoskeletal bits and goo. The leader just goes, everything just goes spurts out, right?
No.
It's a much more
Did anyone
fleshy
get hit
organism.
by those?
No, nobody.
Utterly useless monsters. I thought you said
We-
this can be beefed up dungeon.
We did all right. We kept our distance and just took them out from range.
There's nothing on them. I mean, basically, it looks like they're so established so that destroying them or putting them down means they self-destruct. So whatever weird place they came from, whatever weird, I don't know, artifacts or stuff that they had on them, makes no sense. Just seems so odd. They just appeared out of... They didn't seem to use magic to teleport in, but they did teleport.
Seems like they were a GM's artifice. Just
Clearly, they must be something to do with the Ouch Splinters. There must be something to do with what happened then with Cuthbert Ouch Splinter. As Burple kind of perceived when they first appeared, there was a sense that they were somehow under duress or honouring a contract or something. They seemed like they didn't really want to be there, but they were forced to be doing the thing that they were doing. Do you want to pick any little bits and bobs up of what's
Yeah, is
left,
there anything,
just in case?
Search the bodies.
There are fragments and remnants of the weird metallic stuff that was
Yeah,
on
shove
the
it in the bag of holding. I'll
just
give it to
little
the
bits and
zombie.
bobs, and then you can set off north on your imaginary horses. The Elmshire Road is the road that runs up through the Cairn Hills. You're only about 2 or 3 hours from it, maximum, going across country.
How far is it?
It's about 2 days, but you can stop overnight at Elmshire. The road winds north through the Cairn Hills. Shall I show you the big map?
Yeah.
Because there's a new map.
Oh, show us the new map, Mike.
Show
Oh, yes. Show us the new map.
You're at the Cairn, as I am pinging.
Yeah.
I am pinging the Cairn. I'm
Hang
pinging. You need to make your way to the road, the little red track.
Yeah.
That is the Elmshire Road that winds gently north through the Cairn Hills. You pass beneath the Griffin's Roost, which is the crag which has the Twilight Monastery at its summit. I think that Lucas probably wants to avoid any monastic entanglements at this point. The weather is warm, fluffy, fair weather clouds idle westward, but you can see larger thunderheads building over the Newell Mountains to your east. The road is well maintained and fairly well travelled by trade traffic, running between the Cairn Hills and the Lake of the Cold Sky to the north. And the lands to the north of the lake, the great lands of frost. Elmshire is friendly. It nestles at the base of the Newell foothills. It's busy with trappers and hunters and fur traders, and you can overnight there at the end of your first day. Out of Elmshire on the next morning, The road becomes quieter. You follow the winding path of the fast-flowing river Ducknoid through a switchback of valleys until you break out from the true highlands and you can see the great expanse of the lake before you. Gentle hills, full green trees cradle the southern reaches of the coastal village of Truespire. Now, Hesty Testable told you it was called Truespire. It's also called Sorcerer's Point, and this may be a piece of vanity on the part of Truespire's Archmage Lord, Marcus Doombringer, because Doombringer has got a problem with the Sorcerer's Spire and Evenstar, the home of the study of sorcery and magic. The general feeling is that he feels he should be the incumbent. He should be the chancellor of the university and master of the spire. There are wide streets, there's plentiful greenery, there's pleasant wooden buildings that speak of peace and ease. The community buzzes with activity so far as you can see. Looking down on it, there's smoke trailing up from the
How big a
chimneys.
community is Truespire or
Well,
Elmshire?
it's-
Because I've got something to sell.
Elmshire is tiny. Elmshire is fur trappers, lumberjacks, hunters. This is different. You're basically gutter snipe nothings from the slums of Diamond Lake. You have heard of this place called Truespire, and your sense of it was that it was a place where adventurers would assemble. Not Avengers, but adventurers would assemble. It was a concentration point of magic and power. So maybe that's somewhere where you might be able to find a buyer or a seller of something that you might be interested in.
Okay.
North of the village, you can see the dark blue waters of the Lake of the Cold Sky. Rising from a rocky island, I mean, the map's not perfect here, but let's say it's a mile or so out from the shore, there's a great spire of pale green stone, capped with a vast, faceted dome that glitters like a golden jewel. And the spire exactly resembles the Sorcerer's Spire of Evenstar. Again, that tells you something about maybe the mentality of the person that built it. As you approach the village, as the path winds its way down towards it, you come across a sign that's outside it with a painting on it. It's a background of pine trees around a lake shore, a cluster of low buildings. In the front of the picture, there's a pair of figures in the foreground, a grinning lumberjack with an axe slung over her shoulder, and a friendly wizard in a floppy hat. Top of the sign, it says, "Welcome to Truespire, where there's magic in the air. Population 530. There's a fox curled up, sleeping around the base of the signpost. As you approach, the painted wizard springs to life, animates. It says, "Aha! Welcome, travellers. You are expected." And you see the population count just go bung, 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 from 530 to 535. The wizard goes, "Mr. Doombringer has made arrangements. Follow young Crackles here." The wizard points to his feet and the base of the sign. "And she will take you to the all-seeing eye. Your rooms are prepared and a hearty meal is on the stove." And the fox
Telebir.
awakens
Sounds a
and
bit like
starts
Telebir.
walking into the village. I know, any opportunity to get to use it. The fox wakens and starts walking into the village, which shows signs of rapid growth and investment. There is a high proportion of stone buildings set back from wide streets behind low white fences. It seems a world away from the seedy hovels of Diamond Lake and Burple's Bin. And it is then that something occurs to you. The atmosphere of the whole town is similar to that of Hesty's house. The air is warmer, the birdsong is sweeter, the roses are brighter, and the grass seems literally greener. Crackles the fox leads you through the village, first past smaller homesteads, a buzzing sawmill. On the river, colourful sails ripple in the breeze at the harbour. You go past prosperous and powerful-looking townsfolk. They look like adventurers. There are well-appointed stores. There are a couple of temples, one for Ort, one for Tonj. There's one for Debra Kadabra. Seems to be the largest temple. And finally, you're led to a sprawling 3-story inn where the doors swing open as you approach, leading into a well-appointed bar. There is a barkeep there, a multi-armed creature of a type you have not seen before. But the glasses seem to be cleaning themselves. A broom busily sweeps the floor, and a tray on a wheeled stand laden with foaming glasses of ale zips past as you enter. Crackles the fox beckons you with her tail to follow. She skirts the bar, waits at the threshold of a side chamber, gesturing you in. You're looking at a room, a small side room. There are 3 figures in there. 2 are at a table, and they rise as you approach. One is an elderly human, a man wearing the raiment of a priest of Tonge. Next to him, there is a capable-looking elven woman in well-worn leather armour, and then there is a 3rd figure whose back is to you as you enter, but turns, smiling, and says, "Hello, how lovely to see you all again. It is Eligos."
What?
And we will find out what Eligos is doing there, whether or not you're going to meet Marcus Doombringer when we pick things up next week.
Nice.
Oh, sorry.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons and Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Spire of Long Shadows and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Spire of Long Shadows was written by Jesse Decker. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening.